We're talking robotics today with Greg Nichols here for ZDNet. And Greg, tell us more about this big news that you've been reporting on.
Yeah, thanks, Karen. So, a pioneer in the exploding market for warehouse logistics automation is being acquired in a major deal. Fetch Robotics, which we've been covering pretty much since they were founded in, I believe, 2014, will join Zebra Technologies in a deal reportedly worth $290 million. So, Zebra was previously an investor in Fetch and already owned about 5% of the robotics firm. But it's big news for Fetch, obviously. It's also indicative of some big changes and really a new phase for the robotics and automation sector writ large. So this is both kind of a telling and compelling bit of news in a sector that's growing rapidly and changing pretty quickly.
All right. And Greg, you've been covering Fetch for quite a while now. So, what are some of the other robots that they make?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, Fetch was founded in 2014 by Melanie Wise, who she's a kind of a robotics pioneer in the field and an alumnus of famed robotics research lab Willow Garage, which spawned quite a bit, kind of an outsized portion of the current robotics landscape. So Fetch has helped pioneer a new category of industrial automation that can be flexibly scaled to meet demand. In addition to autonomous mobile robots that include like a cart that can autonomously navigate warehouses and a mobile pick and place robot, the company has a cloud-based robotics solution which integrates this full automation stack into logistics operations of all sizes. So whether a company needs just a few robots or dozens, Fetch can come on in existing operations and bring automation to operations that previously didn't employ automation. So it's helping the logistics sector expand into automation in this sort of flexible capacity. And the business case, obviously, it emphasizes speed, which automation provides, and a sort of a solution for labor shortages, which have been a top list concern for managers in this tight labor market. And really, that labor market has been tight for years now, with subtle changes during the pandemic. But we're back to a tight labor market, just like we were right before the pandemic. So companies like Fetch and competitors, which include Locus Robotics, Geek Plus, they've really stepped into the fray and filled the need with flexible automation offerings. Wise, who we connected with in 2019, I remember told us that competitive pressures for excellence in logistics have never been greater. And the idea is by bringing on automation solutions flexibly into existing operations, you can really up your game if you're a third-party logistics provider.
And Greg, expand a little bit, if you would, on why this news is such a big deal for the industry.
Yeah, it's a time of maturation and consolidation in what heretofore has been kind of the Wild West for the kind of flexible automation we're talking about. So the announcement comes at this time of really like surprisingly rapid growth. Surprising given the trajectory prior to the pandemic. Obviously, e-commerce was exploding prior to the pandemic, but during the pandemic, it just took off like a rocket when everyone was stuck at home, had to order, and the expectation for fast delivery and fast fulfillment is pretty solidified at this point. So, third-party logistics providers are racing to catch up. Automation is the solution, and this all started back in 2012. The kind of starting gun was Amazon's acquisition of Kiva, uh, an automation firm, which at the time, given the price tag for that acquisition, a lot of people scratched their heads at. And like so much of Amazon's business model, it's proven really prophetic. It was the kind of the first iteration of what's become the standard in ultra fast delivery based on efficiencies provided by automation in the logistics sector. And so now everyone is racing to catch up, and we're really seeing the developers in the space, the automation developers, reaping the benefits. And these companies that were startups not very long ago are now being sold in these major acquisitions. And we're seeing lots of mergers, and conglomerates are really starting to focus on this idea of interoperability. So instead of the Wild West, where you have individual providers and developers providing their solutions to third-party logistics providers, you're seeing companies offering sort of suites of technology that can work together. So it's an exciting new phase for automation. It's sort of the sector growing up in a lot of ways. And this acquisition of Fetch by Zebra is definitely kind of emblematic of what's happening in the sector writ large.
All right, Greg, thank you so much for that. And for much more on this story and robotics in general, make sure you check out ZDNet. Thanks for being with us here today.